Welcome to Janet's Plant-Powered Kitchen, where plants are powerful. Are you tired of spending money on high-sugar energy bars when you go out for a day of summer fun? Today, we are going to make healthy, homemade energy treats that you can take along when you need a quick burst of energy or a simple midday snack. The bars that we're going to make today, I have chosen 3 different types of nuts that we're going to put in the bars. The first one is almonds, which are high in vitamin E, and these are all raw nuts. None of them have been roasted. The second nut that I chose is walnuts, which are high in omega-3s. And the last one that I chose for today are cashews, which are high in magnesium. Now, to make these energy bars, you can really use any type of nuts that you like. You could use pistachios, you could use pepitas, you could use pecans, just whatever you like. This just happens to be what I have on hand. So the first thing that I did, and I started this a little bit before we started the video, I went ahead and I made the glue that's going to hold these energy bars together, and I'm going to show you what's in it, and then we're going to start chopping up the nuts. I have a half a cup of maple syrup. You could also use a half a cup of honey if you prefer. I also used a half a cup of almond butter. And if you don't have almond butter, but you have peanut butter, you can certainly substitute. I also put in 2 tablespoons of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And what I did is I brought this to a boil on the stove top, and once it started to boil, I turned the heat down to low and I let it cook for about 5 minutes. And you have this wonderful, looks very chocolatey, doesn't it? But I call this the glue that's going to hold everything together. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it on the lowest setting on my stove, and we'll come back to that in a couple minutes. The first thing I'm going to do is get my nuts blended together. So I'm going to put my almonds, my walnuts, my cashews in my blender, and then I also have 5 dates that I have taken the seeds out of. And then I let them sit in warm water for about 10 minutes. What I wanted to do is just get them softened up. I like to buy dates in 5-pound bags off of Amazon because I use lots of them. But the dates are going to help sweeten the bars a little bit. So I'm going to put this on my food processor, and I'm going to hit the chop button, and we'll let this chop up. Okay, this is chopped up pretty good. You can tell it's sticking together a little bit because of the dates. What I'm going to do next is put a half a cup of unsweetened coconut into the mixture, and I'm going to mix it up just a little bit. Okay, this is looking very nice. So I'm going to take my nut mixture and put it in my bowl. This is so easy, and these are delicious energy bars. So there's my nut mixture, and I'm going to come back over to the stove and get my glue that's going to hold all of this together. Maple syrup, almond butter, cinnamon, vanilla, and again, you can use honey instead of maple syrup. I just don't have any honey right now at home. Now I'm going to mix all of this together, and once I have it mixed together, I'm going to add my raisins and cranberries. Now this is another place where you can make adjustments to this recipe. If you don't like cranberries or raisins and you want to use dried apricots or dried pineapple or some other type of dried fruit, you can certainly substitute. But again, I'm using what I have on hand, and that happens to be raisins and cranberries. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in together. It makes a cup. I've got everything mixed in. Okay, just keep mixing. If you had a plastic glove and you wanted to put it on your hand and just mix it by hand, it might be a little bit easier, but we'll get it mixed up. Okay. If you like chocolate, you could add a half a cup of chocolate chips to the mix. If you choose to do that, I do recommend that you let this mixture cool before you add the chocolate chips so that they don't melt. And if that doesn't bother you, then go ahead and add them right away. I'm not going to add chocolate chips because for us, this is plenty sweet enough. Has lots of natural sweetener with the dates and the dried fruit. Then I've taken an 8x8 pan and I'm lining it with parchment paper so that it does not stick. And I'm going to take my energy bar mixture, put it in the pan, and then I'm just going to press it down. Ideally, you might want to use another small piece of parchment paper to press it down with so that it doesn't stick to your hands. I'm just going to live dangerously and I'm going to press it down, and if I get a little sticky, that's okay. So what I'm going to do after I get this pressed down into the pan evenly, I'm going to put it in the freezer for a couple of hours. Right now it's kind of soft and gooey, and if you tried to cut these into bars, that would be really hard to do. But once they freeze, once they get a little bit hard in the freezer, then they are super easy to cut. This 8x8 pan is going to easily make 12 energy bars that you could take with you on a hiking trip. You could take with you if you're going swimming, maybe a long bike ride, or whatever activity it is that you like to do in the summer. Okay, let me just wipe off my hands real quick. So here we are. Here is my pan of energy bites. They look so good, don't they? I'm going to put that pan in the freezer, but I want to show you what the finished product will look like. Now you don't have to, but I did sprinkle some unsweetened coconut on top of this batch before I put it in the freezer. When it was frozen, I cut it into 12 pieces, and we've already eaten 2, but this is what the energy snacks look like. Again, much healthier than some of the energy snacks that you will buy off the shelf in the store. So let's move to our plant power tip of the day. In case you are on the fence about eating a plant-based diet, consider that a plant-based diet doesn't always mean giving up animal products. It could mean for you just eating mostly plants, maybe with some animal products. Eating a plant-based diet can support your immune system, reduce inflammation, promote a healthy weight, and help your body fight diseases. So, go plants! If you like my videos, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button below. I will share a new video every week. And in the meantime, give these energy bars a try and see how good you feel.